seeing how as I still have you two under our terms of our current agreement, I feel like you two could provide me a little bit of escort, a little bit of a security detail.
A minute. What contract? What agreement?
And he reaches into his bandolier that's over his leather armor, and he grabs the slip of paper that has Pim and Dirk's blood-pressed seal mark in it.
That was for us getting it into the longhouse.
It would appear the fine print details that until the paupers have established a conclusion to the agreement, doesn't it? And at this point, Dirk punches Win in the back of the head.
Great. Perfect.
It's been a week. How you doing?
Oh, I'm great. How you doing?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling ready to rock and roll and hop back into adventure. I'm ready for some escapism.
Yeah. It's snowing, sort of. Well, it stopped.
Yeah, so let's get escapism to a cold, snowy place.
We're headed there. Not quite there yet.
No.
So let's talk about what happened last episode. Boy, oh boy, did a lot happen last episode. We find Pim scaling the side of Arthelius Torn's ship.
Yes.
Trying to get to the porthole, which she believes leads to the captain's quarters. She gets there, but the porthole is locked, which is so sad. She ends up...
So sad for her.
Knocking on it, ducking, sending Steg...
She ding-dong ditches Arthelius Torn.
She sends Steg to put him to sleep via a mysterious sleeping powder.
Yeah.
Ties him up, interrogates him, and we find out that he was the main supplier for this zealous cultish organization searching for Starforged Black Iron.
Eventually, his business dealings grew sour with this group. And he learned that whatever they were working on required huge amounts of black iron that he was supplying. Unfortunately, this cult became so demanding of him and his crew that it went from a business relationship to you're in service to us.
Right.
And Torn, after a negotiation, went south and got violent. He's been on the run from this sect ever since.
Yeah. And so then we hear Dirk, who dutifully creates a distraction. He starts singing about a siren. And Pim is able to make an escape.
He followed the letter of the law and the plan a little too tightly. And after 200 Ironlanders count, embodies a beautiful siren to distract the sailors away from Pim, hopefully.
Yeah.
Luckily, Pim is able to make it out, and Arthelius Torn calls off his crew from engaging.
Yes. They go a little bit farther north into the beachy brush, we shall say.
Beachy brush.
From the cove, and they make camp, and Pim reveals a little bit more of her past to Dirk, saying that she was in fact kidnapped by this sect after they noticed in their dealings with Torn that she is a tinkerer and that she was using the black iron to unnaturally animate her creations.
Yeah. Steg and those
one of
creations being, as Pim said, a extension of her own will. She can control and manipulate these in a way that others cannot.
And so they make a plan.
Yeah.
They make a plan to head to the Veiled Mountains, which Arthelius Torn believes is where they are still operating. And that is indeed where they took Pim for 2 years. I will also add in this recap that, they, forced her to do experiments on the black iron and the, these machinations. And she sort of lied to them. She said, I don't know how to do it. I can't do it. And then escaped.
Yeah.
So as far as the sect is concerned, they don't know how to do it.
Right.
As far as what we know.
And to what end? They want to develop a force of these machines to unify, perhaps, the Ironlands. Under what creed? I don't know. When they're going to use it, when they're going to do it, we don't know. But they're up to some bad business.
And we're headed north. We're headed there.
We're headed north.
We're headed north.
So Pim and Dirk awaken after a night's sleep underneath a rocky outcropping on this cove, about to make their way north.
They make their way north. How are we doing on our... We've got +5 health, +3 spirit, +3 supply. How are you doing?
My spirit's low.
Oh. You don't have to roleplay that.
Dirk's feeling it.
Spirit's +2 and your supply is +3 and your health is +4. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're like, we could be better.
Could be better.
But could
Dirk
be
could be
worse.
better emotionally.
Yeah.
There's a lot of information. He's far from home again.
Yeah.
He's worried about his home. As we discussed, the Iron Blight being a problem in Borewood is an active threat going on currently.
Yeah.
So when we are delayed, when we dilly-dally, that problem worsens.
Yeah. So I think...
And that's weighing on Dirk's mind.
Yeah. Should we advance that threat?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I think we've also made some progress on who's responsible for the Iron Blight. You have a slightly different vow, which is eliminate the blight.
Yep.
Right?
Stop the spread.
So, remind me again, we're marking progress toward an Iron Vow. Do we roll on that?
I think you just mark it based on the difficulty rank when it is reaching a milestone.
Great. Reach a milestone. Yeah. You just marked the progress. You're totally right. So that's 1 progress per milestone. I'm at 1 out of 10. Great.
Progress. Big
Progress.
things have small beginnings.
Yes.
You know?
Yep. For sure.
The road of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
It's true. But we are going to advance a threat.
Yep. When you give ground to a threat through inaction, failure, or delay, roll in the table below and envision how the change manifests in your world. D100? Can you roll a D100 for me, please?
Yes. 72.
The threat makes a dramatic and immediate move, or a major event reveals new complications. Mark menace twice.
So mine is formidable, which means, is it only 1 progress?
Beep, beep, beep,
Or
beep,
is menace just the 1 box and you're like, how much menace do I mark?
Fill 1 box completely. If the move tells you to mark menace twice, fill 2 boxes completely.
Oh boy, we're 2 out of 10 here.
Yep.
Shoot. Okay.
3
3?
on mine. Yeah, we did it before.
Oh,
Yeah,
shoot.
so we're at 3 on 10.
Whoa.
It's not good.
Not great. Okay. So, we find our adventurers. It is a clear day, but crisp in the air. It's fall now. And Pim is finding that she has to bundle up a little more in order to stay warm.
Dirk's just as bare nude from the waist up as he was before.
Great. Doesn't faze him. Do you want like a jacket or something?
I'm good.
You sure? You're shivering a little.
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Pim takes her map out and she says, so the main road is not quite far from here. And it looks like we can rejoin the road in order to get up to this settlement here. And gosh, I wish I remembered the name of it, but we'll get there. I know it's right here.
Okay.
I know that it's between these 2 kind of outcroppings. And the road, it looks like, will take us right there.
Perfect.
And so Pim gathers up her things, puts on her heavy pack. Steg dutifully hops into her pocket, and they head toward the road. Let's say that there's no one on the road right now. They can't quite really discern anything about it. So they, head just slightly off the road. They don't really want to be noticed by anyone, especially because they're still a little bit close in proximity to Windhaven, and they have heat on them from Windhaven. They are wanted people.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're kind of navigating the brush right alongside the road. And suddenly they start to hear muffled voices. And it's a little bit farther in the distance. It's muffled by the trees, but it sounds like a conflict. And they both stop. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
I mean, we ought to go see what it is, because we can't keep going. We can't risk them seeing us, whoever they are.
Okay. Let's scope it out.
Okay. So they sneak, and they really try to lighten their footsteps. Until they come over a hill, and they're able to see down the hill, again, through the trees, which is difficult to make out.
Yep.
There are 3 figures, and there are 2 figures on the ground.
Okay.
There are also a couple of horses that are whinnying and neighing and are clearly upset.
Yeah.
And whatever this is, I mean, there's no way around. I mean, we could either go in the woods, we could keep on the road, but we're going to be seen either way. And so Pim says, "What do you want to do? Do you want to go see?"
Do we see them? Are these figures fighting each other?
There's some kind of altercation happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get closer. And as they begin to work their way, they start to hear more clearly, kind of like shouting, yelling, clanging of steel on steel.
Yeah.
A fight is breaking out beneath them on the hill. And they hear one figure shouting, like what is able to be made out as common phrases, and then just screaming and hollering coming from the other 2. So 3 figures total.
Okay. They approach. We approach. Pim's gonna take her bow out. I mean,
Pim crouching there on the top of the hill, from behind a tree, looks down, makes it ever closer, and sees the 2 figures screaming and hollering, attacking this one she can see is a man in tight leather armor, a dagger in one hand and a kind of a short sword in the other hand, struggling to fend off these 2 who are just on top of him. And they're in mangled clothes. They look terrible, and able to peer through, as one reels around after being struck, can see not the whites of its eyes, but the pure blackness of their eyes. These are 2 thralls attacking somebody.
Okay. That's bad. We should. That's bad. Great. Pim knocks an arrow.
Yeah.
Pim knocks an arrow. They're 2 thralls.
Yes.
Pim knocks an arrow.
Am
I'm going to enter the fray.
Nice.
I want to save whoever this is, because they're thralls, and we've established that they're bad. I am going
when you enter into combat, roll to determine who is in control.
Great. I'm going to move into position against an unaware foe.
Yep.
Roll plus shadow.
Yeah. They don't see us yet, I don't think.
Okay. Cool. So, do. That's a miss with a match.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
That's a 2 and 2 9s.
Pim goes to knock her arrow and steps to the side of the tree to begin to take aim. And her footing is not as sure as she would like in these woods, these kind of thicker woods off the road. Catches a slick piece of moss, and then ass over tea kettle comes tumbling down and lands flat in the clearing where the 2 figures are fighting this other man. Shoot. As she slams down on the ground, she is holding onto her bow, but her quiver of arrows gets loosened from her back and scatters all over the place. So she is without any arrows. And as she plops down and looks up. She has now gotten the attention of both of the thralls that are attacking.
Great.
And one of them breaks off from attacking the one figure in front and looks and screams and rushes her.
All right. I got to clash then.
Pim does not have initiative at this point.
I don't.
And that was a fat miss, right? Yeah, so your foe has initiative now.
Yeah.
And you are without any arrows in your quiver.
No, so she's going to take both daggers out, and I'm going to use my duelist. And when you strike or clash, you may add +2.
Yeah.
Which is great. And one harm and a strong hit, and count a weak hit as a miss. Oof, that's rough. All right, so it has to be a strong hit.
Woo!
That's not the best combat talent.
Have we been leveraging that?
I don't.
Okay.
Add +2. All right, let's just go for it.
And you're fighting in close quarters, so you're rolling plus iron on this.
All right, so that's a +5. So hopefully this is not anything short of a strong hit. Here we go. It's a weak hit.
Okay, weak hit.
Crap, so that's a miss. Because I leveraged that combat talent.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Okay.
So.
Your attack fails and you must pay the price.
I must pay the price again. Oh my god. So.
Do you got anything obvious in your head?
No, I don't. Do you?
Nope.
Great. So I'm going to go to pay the price table, and I mean, this is my second time rolling a miss. I feel like I have to suffer something. Let me just roll on it super quick.
Cool.
106? Wait, what would that be? Oh, 16. What am I talking about?
16?
You are separated from something or someone. I mean, I would say my daggers. Yeah, so I go to take my daggers out, and from the scream, she's truly terrified. It pierces her ears so much that she startles and drops them both. And the thrall ends up taking her daggers and throwing them.
Oh, God. Okay, so
she
Pim
now
is
no
without
longer has her
arrows in her
daggers.
quiver or daggers.
Correct.
At this point, we shift over to Dirk, who is at the top of the hill.
Yes.
Pim being
Oh my God.
the quick, nimble fighter that she is, took a tumble so fast that now he's getting his stuff together, and he's like, hang on a second. Dirk is going to enter the fray.
All right. You facing off, or are you moving into, or you're ambushed?
You know what?
You're facing off.
I'm going to leverage Wild Blood
Nice.
to secure an advantage.
Okay.
So instead of entering the fray...
You can only secure an advantage in combat when you have initiative.
Thank you so much.
Have initiative yet.
Got to enter the fray first.
Yep.
Let's hit it. So these are 2 thralls together. So is this a dangerous foe?
Yeah.
They're one dangerous foe. I like it.
We got to write that down. 2 thralls.
Dirk, grabbing his spear, sees his buddy and this other figure in trouble.
All right.
Okay, that's a weak hit.
Great.
So I am going to...
You either take +2 momentum or take initiative.
I would like the momentum, please.
Not initiative?
Yep, I want the momentum.
All right. Okay.
Boo, 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 boo. Where's my marker? There it is. +6.
All right.
Dirk sprints down the hill and, not doing a great job of judging how steep this is, thinks he can just like haul ass and like, if I run faster, it doesn't matter how steep it is. Kind of takes a bit of a tumble himself, but is able to like spring up. But by the time he sprung up with his spear, the one thrall that had thrown Pim's daggers is eyeballing him. And is now, he doesn't have any sort of advantage. We're all just sort of squaring off.
Got it. Going back to Pim, she's going to face danger in order to get her daggers back.
Okay, yeah.
Or her bow, or both. You know what? I'm going to say both. She
Yeah.
wants to gather all of her weapons, but she needs to face danger to do so because this thrall is right on her.
Yep.
So, a boo boo boo, a boo boo boo. Where is face danger? I wish I knew where it was. Is it an adventure move?
It is.
Yes, great.
Yep.
So I'm going to do it with speed agility.
Okay.
That's +3. And
Come on, Pim.
Here we go.
Get those daggers back.
Strong hit.
Nice.
Baby. Okay, so I'm successful and I take +1 momentum. So she gets all of her weapons back. She scrambles. She turns her backside to the thrall who's coming at her, and she's able to very quickly snatch everything up and run back, retreat back.
Yeah.
And she is able to sort of clamber onto a rock and very quickly, put everything back into position.
At this point, Dirk, screaming at the thrall in front of him, his immense frame in front of the thrall he's fighting was enough of kept the thrall's focus in time for Pim to scramble around and pick everything up. Pim has initiative as a result of that strong hit.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So I'm going to strike with my bow.
Cool.
So I am going to do a
Volley
plus
at
edge.
range, so this is plus edge.
Yes. Here she goes. She knocks her arrows. She tightens the bow. And it's a weak hit.
So inflict your harm, but you lose initiative.
Great. So it's a deadly
Excuse
weapon.
me. Yeah, inflict your harm and lose initiative.
So that's 4 progress.
Yep.
Which is great.
Nice shot.
She cocks she cocks one arrow and it hits one thrall right in the shoulder. Cocks another arrow and it hits the other thrall right in the torso in a really kind of serious place. She obviously is taking her time to knock the second arrow.
Yeah.
And we go back to Dirk.
Dirk is now, the thrall got hit twice with a volley of arrows, but doesn't seem to slow down.
Yeah.
And is right in front of him, so they are going to clash with each other.
Oh. Okay.
Rolling plus iron, we're in close quarters.
Yes.
Weak hit.
Okay.
Man, I rolled a 6 on my action die, though. That was so good. That was so good.
Yeah, man.
On a clash, on a weak hit, inflict your harm, but then pay the price. Your foe has initiative.
Okay, so you inflict 4 harm? No.
Yeah.
Great.
Yep.
Great. All right, we're 8 out of 10 here. Okay, so Dirk, how does he inflict his harm?
In clashing with the thrall, the thing has a manic energy and wants to just sprint at him. And before Dirk can kind of think, he just sort of panics and holds his spear tight, and the thing just kind of jumps to grapple him and impales itself on his iron-tipped spear right in front of him. And the thing has just made a puncture right through its abdomen as Dirk is like, oh, God!
Oh.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, so Pim is going to clash at range.
Yep.
So it's going to be, she's going to knock 2 more arrows. Actually, you know what? She's going to end the fight. So sorry.
Okay.
Because she still has, no, you need initiative to end the fight.
Yes,
I don't have initiative. I need to clash. So I'm going to do that. Yes, plus edge.
Ew.
That is a miss.
That is a miss.
I must pay the price. So as Pim, she's so clumsy. Our Pim is just so insanely clumsy. She is knocking an arrow and she loses footing on the rock. And as she is attempting to gain her footing, one of the thralls picks up a stone and hurls it at her. And this stone is the size of a softball. So this is really like inhuman strength that this thrall is showing by like hurling this stone at a crazy velocity and at, a perfect trajectory in order to hit Pim squarely in the forehead and pick her off as if she was a target at a shooting range. She falls off the rock and clanks down on the ground. Great. I don't have initiative anymore.
Okay. So you have fallen on the ground.
Yes.
Okay. Dirk.
Do you have initiative?
No.
Okay.
So I'm going to. Dirk is going to turn the tide. To secure an advantage.
Great.
So I'm stealing initiative. Dirk.
Great.
Thinking quickly, runs over to Pim, who has fallen on the ground. Scrambling, he yanks his spear out from the abdomen of this thrall. The thrall, screaming, foaming at the mouth. He sprints over to where Pim is, reaches quickly in her satchel, pulls out the black iron, the small piece, and he holds it up in the air. And he says, "You guys like this, huh? You guys like it? We got so much more of it, right? We got so much more. Just relax. Just follow me. Just follow me. I can show you where so much more of it is." And I'm going to try and coax the two thralls to follow me into the woods and turn their back on Pim and buy her some time.
Okay.
So this will be secure an advantage. Can I do that so that you can then make the next move, or I'm taking initiative so I have to make the next move?
You make the next move.
After that, got it.
Yes.
Cool. So I'll do my secure an advantage now.
Make sure you add +1 to that.
Yep. Two in the tide.
So you're moving, what are you, wait a minute.
I'm outwitting my foe, so this will be plus wits.
Great. So +3 total.
Hey, just come with me, guys. And at least he starts like holding it, and he starts backpedaling really fast.
Okay. Strong hit! Strong hit, baby!
Strong hit.
So you take +1 momentum.
Okay.
I'm sorry, on a hit.
Okay. And then secure advantage. Where's it at?
It's under adventure moves.
Thank
so
you.
you gain advantage, choose one. You take control, make another move now and add +1, or take +2 momentum. So it'd be great if you added +1 to your clash so that you could get initiative back so we can end this fight.
Make another move now, not a progress move?
Yeah, so you have to clash.
Yeah.
Add +1 to your clash and then end the fight.
Dirk running backward.
Okay.
With this Starforged black iron,
Yes.
has the thralls a bit transfixed by what he's holding. The second thrall breaks off from attacking the other figure, and they both run kind of in a straight line toward Dirk, who's now running away into the brush. Once they're running in unison, Dirk, with his spear, holding the black iron up, crouches down and, with like a heavy thrust, goes to try to skewer both thralls at once.
Got it.
In a clash that I'm adding +1 with. So plus iron, so this is all +4.
Yes. Oh, no. Can you burn momentum?
No, not on +9.
On the 4, you can get. Oh.
Nope.
It's a weak hit.
So that's a weak hit. So he thrusts his spear and he connects, but gets them both in the arm.
Okay.
And in trying to wrestle his spear free, his spear is now stuck in between both biceps of both thralls.
Oh!
So he has like that thing you see sometimes where somebody is like attached to like puppets, and as they move their arm, they all move. He has a thrall kebab at the end of his spear, and he's trying to yank the thing out while they're just like taking swipes at him and screaming. And it's a cacophony right now.
It's a cacophony. So
what does Pim do?
He did buy Pim time.
Yeah.
So she righted herself, and she has 2 more arrows, and she's gonna clash.
Yep.
I'm going to roll +3. Mama loves a strong hit. Let's go. No.
Only
it's a
+3.
weak hit. Oh my god. That's the second time that we missed on a tie.
Yeah.
Or we weak hit it on a tie. It's so sad.
Did you leverage your duelist for that? To make it +4?
Can't because I'm using my.
Gotcha.
I could throw them.
Gotcha.
But,
So now.
oh, I should have done duelist.
The two thralls. The two thralls are.
They're super dead.
Are
by
hooked
the way.
on the spear, wriggling and whacking at Dirk. Pim, taking her bow, just starts to like put toothpicks into the appetizer. Just load these thralls full of arrows. So now they are just kind of going like as they're stuck.
Great. She's gonna do it again. She's gonna literally do it again. Because she's just like Legolasing. She's literally just like as much as she can do. She's gonna just do this again.
Yep.
Here we go. Strong hit.
Boom.
No, it's not a strong hit. It's a weak hit. I can't believe it.
Yeah. So Pim just continues to load these thralls full of arrows.
Yeah, it seems like Dirk's gonna have to try something because Pim's dice are just not. Dirk's gonna have to clash.
So I need a strong hit, and then I need to end this fight.
Yes.
Which is what I'm going to do.
All we need is a strong hit.
That's what I'm going to do.
That's all we need, in fact.
I already turned the tide. I can't do that anymore once per fight. And I didn't know that you couldn't do a progress move after securing an advantage.
No, you can't.
Which is... It is what it is. It is what it is. Dirk is now holding his spear. He can't wrestle it free. He's now punching this thrall in the face.
Great. But we're still going to consider it deadly harm because... Oh, no, where'd your thing go?
Dropped it. I have another D10 here.
Okay, great.
So this is a...
+3.
I'm just looking for a strong hit here.
Yep.
With my iron.
We did it! No, we didn't!
No, we didn't.
Why can't we end this fight?
Dirk punches the thrall in the head, and it's going... It's like screaming and punching. At this point, the third figure, you hear... the thralls are kind of stuck and screaming and shouting. And you hear the third figure go, "That's just about well enough." And whoom, a blade swings through the air and lops off both heads of the thralls, decapitates them after being stuck.
We don't...
And
we can't end the fight. We can't...
I just did.
Okay.
The fight is ended.
All right.
And now both thralls, a couple of heads, are lying there on the ground. The two bodies, now stuck into Dirk's spear, have slumped off the end of it. Dirk pushes his boot into one of the thralls and yanks his spear out.
And we see that the figure is a familiar face.
Kind of wiping the blood off of his sword. Gotta say, didn't really think I'd be running into you two this far out here. Whew.
Win!
And he pulls his hood back, and it is the same Win that Pim and Dirk ran into in Troutnook.
Yes!
What the hell are you doing out here?
Well, we might as well say the same thing. We're quite far away from Troutnook.
Damn it. And frustrated, he tosses his short sword down and he kneels down in front of the two dead figures that have kind of a similar leather tight armor in front of him. And he just kind of looks and shakes his head and just kind of grabs the bridge in between his eyes. And he goes, "Thank you for jumping in when you did. I had that, but
No, you didn't.
Thank you
You
for buying me some time."
absolutely did not have that. I'm sorry for what happened to your friends.
God,
And
it's just been nonstop. It's just been nonstop, and he just mutters to himself and kind of sits down cross-legged.
Dirk has meanwhile gone over to the two horses and calmed them and begins stroking their mane.
Yeah.
While Pim says, "Why were they after you?"
What the hell are you two doing out here?
We have reasons, but you need to answer my question first.
I don't think I do. I think the threat's dealt with, and we'll just go our separate ways.
You owe us. You know that you were a goner if we hadn't shown up.
Okay.
Answer my question.
We got in with a new client shortly after the Marquis Chim's party ended. Thank you again. That was wildly successful. Another good hit done. We haven't really been able to stick around Troutnook for too long. And we took on a new client, and things went a little bad for my outfit.
What do you mean bad? And what client? Those thralls. They were your clients.
No. But this group that we've been doing business with have been sending their goons after us for a couple months now.
And Pim motions over to Dirk, who still has the Star-Forged black iron in his hand, and says, "Is that the thing that you were dealing with? Is that what they wanted?"
Yeah. We were moving this sought-after product, and initially this group gave us an offer I just couldn't turn down. They were offering a lot of coin to be their exclusive shipper, importer, exporter of this stuff.
And Dirk throws Pim the Star-Forged black iron. She puts it back in her pouch, safe. And she says, "Do you have more of this on your person then?"
And he stands up and frustratingly like kicks one of the dead crew members in pure frustration. And is just like, no, I don't have anything.
Okay, just try to breathe, try to relax. Listen, we need to head north because we're trying to find out more about what they want. We're in fact looking for the exact same people. And we need a way to get there.
Okay.
If you want to be rid of your client, we want to do precisely the same thing.
I'll be honest, this relationship has gone south in a big way. We can't, I can't get back to Troutnook. And I'm not one for all this. And he's kind of gesturing to the wilderness. And he's like, and he looks haggard. Wynn looks like he's been on the run, out of sorts, for quite some time. And he kind of looks at Pim and Dirk and goes, "Well, seeing how as I still have you two under our terms of our current agreement, I feel like you two could provide me a little bit of escort, a little bit of a security detail."
A minute. What contract? What agreement?
And he reaches into his leather bandolier that's over his leather armor, and he grabs the slip of paper that has Pim and Dirk's blood-pressed seal mark in it.
That was for us getting it into the longhouse.
Well,
we did the job.
It would appear the fine print details that until the paupers have established a conclusion to the agreement, doesn't it? And at this point, Dirk punches Wynn in the back of the head.
Great. Perfect. And Pim draws her dagger and holds it up to his throat. And she says, "It seems like you don't have much of a choice here now, do you?"
And then Dirk grabs the slip of paper out of the dazed Wynn, curls it up into some wheat and oats and feeds it to one of the horses.
Now, it seems to me like you have two choices here.
Yeah.
Dirk and I have two choices.
Uh-huh.
We can take your horses and leave you to rot and die. Or you could come with us and help us and still have a life.
So what's it gonna be? Can we get your autograph on the dotted line of this accord? Do we have a business arrangement? You would be a independent contractor for our services.
All right, fine.
Limited liability agreement. And Dirk starts drawing in the sand a crappy fake contract.
I want these guys gone too. As you can see, they murdered two of my guys.
Yeah.
Fine. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's get him.
Okay.
Where are we going? There, and Pim replies, there is a city north of here. I don't recall the name of it. Is that where you were headed?
I was just honestly trying to get the hell out of Dodge. Anywhere.
Well, do you know the name of it, though? It's called, and I'm going to roll.
Roll on the settlement name
Maybe
generator.
Wynn knows the name of it. Hopefully he does. It's called White River.
Ooh. Okay.
White River is the city, town, settlement name. Would you like to roleplay that as Wynn? Do you know the name of it? Or we're trying to head north, and it's right here on this map. Do you recall the name of it?
Yeah. It's White River.
White River. Thank you.
Small town, mostly shepherds. Like a good spot to get out of Dodge a little bit. They're off the beaten path.
Right. Okay.
If you're trying to duck some heat, it's not a bad spot to hang out, but, sparsely populated areas aren't too kind to outsiders just hanging out.
And Pim kind of opens her bag, looks in it, and realizes she could resupply, really, and she could, spend a little bit of time in a town just getting a couple more armaments. And she says, I think...
Sidebar for 1 second. Wait, what were you going to say?
No.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Go right ahead.
Sidebar, and Dirk, kind of huddles Pim away as leaving Wynn just kind of, nursing the back of his head. Can we even trust this guy? We fall asleep one night, he's going to put a dagger into both of our throats, steal our stuff, and get the hell out of here.
Right, but it seems like he has a vendetta against this sect just as much as we do. They killed 2 of his guys, and it seems like he's on the run from them. He wants them gone as much as we do, and honestly, we need these horses to get anywhere.
And sidebar. Both shuffle back over to Wynn. So are we headed... That's where we're headed to, OOC, to, settle down and resupply and sojourn? How north is that, relative to, Veiled Mountains, where we're trying to get?
I think the journey to the Veiled Mountains will take a couple days.
Got it.
To White River, we could make it in the day.
Okay.
I think.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Dirk, leading both horses by their bridles, follows the, where he can sense in the woods is next to the beaten path of the road. Under thick brush, the 3 of them now, Wynn, Pim, and Dirk, begin to venture toward the direction they know to be the town of White River.
Yeah, so there's 2 horses, so Wynn is on one, Dirk and Pim are on another.
Yep.
And they head up the road to White River.
What as they start to continue moseying, Dirk kind of looks over to Wynn. So what were you guys after at Marquis Chim's thing? Was that just was that just a big score on a rich guy?
Yeah, I mean, the guy's corrupt, as I'm sure you kind of knew. And we had a lot of contacts and people in Troutnook who...
Don't be holier than thou about trying to end corruption and whatever. You're trying to get rich.
Well, maybe so, but we all need a reason to do things. I like to have a couple of morals within my establishment. And,
whatever.
We owed some change to some people. The guys hated pretty universally, so.
How did this sect get in contact with you to start this business, or to have you start dealing this stuff?
He doesn't have it. Pim has it.
Pim has it. Dirk doesn't want to touch it also. Dirk would not want to touch that stuff. Take it back.
Couple of guys, sort of ambushed me in an alley.
Oh, kind of like how you did us.
Yeah, kind of like how I did you.
Yeah, sucks, right? Sucks and isn't fun. and is like
chooses
annoying
to
and
ignore
dumb.
that. And they said that, you know, who they were dealing with sort of dropped off the map, and they were looking for a new distributor. And they gave me 50 pieces of gold right then and there as a deposit. And so I thought, yeah, why not?
Mm-hmm.
And so it turns out a lot of the black iron is more on the eastern side of this peninsula. So I started heading east here, heading toward Windhaven, and we expanded our operations.
Sure. No, I know. I started a business myself.
And Pim's like, you did?
We were distributors of fine totems throughout. We would have, for ritual or for ceremony, we got pretty far. So I know when you're talking about, you probably had to scale up your business, right? And like when your headcount increases, when you start distributing, you got to start hiring, you got to start interviewing, right? So, but we hit a rough patch too. So like we're in the same boat where like our venture folded.
And all of a sudden you hear, halt! Who goes there?
Oh.
And we've arrived at the gates of White River.
Mm-hmm.
There's a river.
Yep.
There's a river. It's white.
Mm-hmm.
It's aptly named.
Yeah.
There is a massive, what's it called? It's a water mill. A water mill.
Yeah.
There's a massive water mill.
Mm-hmm.
Basically being powered by the massive, furious rapids
Mm-hmm.
of this white river.
Yeah.
And it's a bustling town.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the coast, however, a little bit more nestled in.
Mm-hmm.
And there are big gates. It's a modest city, town, whatever you call it. Not big enough to be called a city, so we'll call it a town.
Yeah. The guard is at the top of this wooden wall structure, about 15 to 20 feet up. Mm-hmm. State your business.
Oh, you know, we're just a couple vagabonds looking to rest our heads for the night. We thought we would come here. And Wynn reaches into his pocket, takes out a gold piece, and flicks it up to the guy. And he says, "Is that?"
He fumbles with it in his hand and drops it. And then he picks it back up and he pockets it.
And Wynn says, "Give my regards to Bronwyn."
Open the gate! And the gate starts to open, and immediately starting to gallop in, there is a bustle as shepherds are leading huge flocks of sheep just throughout the streets of White River. The river, as fast as it flows, bisects the town in half. And a system of bridges go over the top of the flowing rapids. And shepherds use this to move their flocks from different parts of town to different parts of town. Some are exclusively for the livestock and the farmers to use. Some of the bridges over the fast flowing river are for just pedestrians and like people going about their business.
Nice.
And they see immediately to their left kind of a stable area.
Lovely. So yeah, they lead their horses to the stable. They stable their horses. They board their horses. And we will sojourn on our next episode.
Oh boy!
How exciting!
New place with a grumpy ally.
Yes.
I don't want to hang out with this jerk again.
He might have a change of heart.
Sure.
We did save his life.
We saved his life. There's going to be a heart of gold underneath that.
Yeah.
Dry.
And he helped us get in.
Douchebag. Thanks, guys, again. We will see y'all next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.